All right, Buffs Nation, I am back for my fourth show of the day. And what better way to finish off the day than recapping all the bets that we lost last week and possibly
Thanks, Corey.
previewing how we might lose more money this week. But this is what sports betting is all about. It's all about calling your shot, having some fun, and, hopefully at least winning a little bit of money along the way. So, joining me tonight, I have two of my good friends, Alex, located in Indiana, and Corey, located in Illinois, big time Notre Dame fan. Thanks again for joining the show, bros. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Ready to hit these bets and make our people some money.
All right.
I'll be real with you, David Talks Buffs. I'm pissed off because Corey made me lose all my money last week with his Notre Dame takes.
Yeah, let's recap that. How did the week go for everybody? Corey, how did your bets go? And then I can talk about mine that obviously did not hit.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. So what's funny is, of course, this is the week where my Notre Dame bets don't hit, but so many of my other ones that were not Notre Dame bets hit, right? So I think I need to hear a little bit more from you guys about what happened with that Utah-Oregon State game, because we haven't really talked about that yet. So while I'm looking up my previous bets, tell me what you guys think happened.
I'll tell you what happened, man. Utah has no quarterback, man. That is the issue right now. And man, I just believe that Utah, with them probably having, the best coach, in my opinion, in the Pac-12. No. Their quarterbacks did not bring it. They're turning the ball over. And, credit to Oregon State, man. They just beat the crap out of Utah. And
this is what happened. This is what happened is someone told them that they're about to all get trucks. And they couldn't think of anything else. All they could think about was their brand new Rams truck. And that's why nothing happened.
They were too focused on the prize. They were too focused.
Yeah. They already thought they won because they were getting these trucks.
Yeah, there might be.
By the way, I mean, I'm all for getting free stuff, especially when you're in college. But man, if all those players are getting the trucks that they've shown with all those graphics all over, that's kind of embarrassing, man. Just give them a normal truck. I mean, how would you feel, picking up a girl for a day, in college with a cringy branded truck? University of Utah and whoever you're partnering with, y'all got to do better.
So when you become big, David, and you can get your own truck that says David Talks Buffs all over it, can we get one? Because I'll ride it. Free promotion.
I would love to, but I would probably be giving it to one of my favorite players on the Buffs. Sorry. But anyways, we're getting sidetracked. Anyways, I lost money last week on Utah, and that's just how it was.
Yeah, you guys were locked in on Utah. So I'm reviewing my bets from last week. So my lock was the Oregon State money line hit. My lotto was Silas Bolden over 90 yards receiving at plus 400 hit. So I was all over that Utah-Oregon State game.
Well, hey, I need you to give me some new Pac-12 bets this time around, and I got to take your advice. But
one thing I think I've learned is if you have two teams that are both ranked, they probably both have really good defenses. So I'm going to stop betting the over on total points for those games because they keep going. They're low scoring, it seems.
Unless it's USC, CU. Well, they're not ranked right now, but USC is kind of the only exception, man.
Yes.
That's a great point. But Corey, let's finish recapping this past week.
For sure.
How this Notre Dame, how these Notre Dame bets that you were throwing at us last week, how'd those turn out?
Yeah, they didn't turn out well, right? Let's go. Let's take a look at that. So we had Hartman at 200 passing yards, Estimate with a touchdown, Tyree 40 yards in the money line. So we hit the money line. We hit the Estimate touchdown.
Yep.
Hartman, that might have been the worst passing game. That might have been the worst game we've seen from Hartman in the last 3 years. I mean, he didn't even throw for a passing touchdown the entire game. So Duke, give all the credit to Duke. Mike Elko runs a hell of a defense, a hell of a scheme. And, we got to give credit where credit's due. And sometimes Vegas wins. That's why they call them Vegas. They run the show.
That tight end like really stepped up though.
Yeah, Mitchell Evans. Yeah, he filled in. He stepped into Michael Mayer's shoes very well, and has filled in. But again, like with your Notre Dame, you don't want to see another year of an offense being run through the tight end. And that's the thing is, our top 2 wide receivers were out that game, so that was a tough look.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, let's hear from you this week. First, let's get into what I titled this whole thing. Obviously, we got to lead with the Colorado Buffaloes. Covered the spread last week against USC, which was very nice. Did not hit on the money line with that plus 850, plus 800, depending on when you bet. But this week, opportunity for Colorado to rebound. For Colorado fans, including myself, I feel like this line might be a little bit, out of line. Minus 4.5 on the road, going into Tempe for, playing Arizona State. This team, if they can just play a complete game, man, I feel like they cover this spread easily. But I can understand why Vegas has put it at that line right now, because we have not, shown a complete game. 4 quarters right now. What are you guys hoping for or expecting for this particular matchup? We'll start with you first, Corey.
For sure. Well, I mean, I think you could really have a lot of fun with some different parlays just by throwing in, okay, obviously CU is going to cover the spread. I mean, when I saw minus 4.5, I was like, okay, I'm riding with that easy. Like, I think Colorado is going to come out and I would actually be surprised if they didn't win this game by double digits. I would be surprised if they didn't win this game by double digits. So obviously you can take CU, minus 4.5. And then this is where I kind of wanted to pick your brain a little bit, David, because I like to throw in like an anytime touchdown parlay. So Dylan Edwards and Jimmy Horn. Like, I feel like those are 2 guys who I think should score in this game just based on scheme fit, based on Edwards' wheels. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. It's been a little while since Dylan Edwards has had a touchdown. Jimmy Horn is obviously, and I mean, most games I feel like he's been able to get a touchdown for us. So, man, I wish, again, I had the player props in Colorado, because I could tell you ones that I like, but one player I think that you should look out for, because they will have longer odds than Dylan Edwards and Jimmy Horn, is our freshman standout wide receiver that had a breakout game last week, Omarion Miller. Number 14, he had almost 200 yards of offense in the second half against USC, a touchdown, and a 2-point conversion that should have been completed. If his just foot was another inch with, inside. So are you able to look up and see if he has an anytime touchdown?
I do. I got it right now. So let's just say that you wanted to say, okay, Omarion's for sure going to get in the end zone this weekend. So I'm going to take him and the Colorado money line to win. So let's say you threw 25 on that. You're winning $70.
Wow.
I like that one. I like Omarion Miller. He's going to start. He's going to start with Travis Hunter out. What's up, Alex?
For my safe bet for that game, I just, after what happened last week, I think Sanders, I would go multiple touchdowns. If you can do a player prop and do 3 touchdowns for Sanders, I actually feel that's safe. You would make over double your money by doing that. So I think that's a very clear one, because I see them throwing a lot more. Washington just scored a touchdown. The Bears are going to lose this game again. Sorry, I'm watching my Bears lose. They're going to. I know. Sorry. But yeah, Sanders, you should go for him.
And he's got 15 touchdowns on the year. He's averaging 3 a game right now, Alex. So I think you're right there.
That is a good safe bet.
Yeah, I like that. And of course, this is not betting advice. We're just sharing what we're doing. Trey Ivory's coming in here. Said he took CU, and it looks like it has actually dropped to -4 even on my DraftKings app. And he said took the team total over 31.5 points. That's really smart. Let's look at the over under total for this game. 60 points. Interesting. I guess that kind of depends on the CU defense. If they play their best game this year. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, and this is why it's kind of fun to like compare sports books, right? Because FanDuel still has it as -4.5, as well as 32.5 for team total. So this is why it's fun to get that information, because it's like, okay, well, now I know that I can get a better number over there that I can go hammer.
Yes. Yes. I think one thing that I'm going to consider placing is some money on the first quarter, because that has been a quarter in which the Buffs, outside of our game against TCU, we have been absolutely dreadful in. And I've been waiting for this team to turn the corner, to get out to a fast start. Hopefully it can happen this week. But right now, the spread in the first quarter for Colorado and ASU is -0.5 point in Colorado's favor, -135 to win the first quarter. So that's something that I'm looking at. That might be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And then the first half spread as well is only, -2.5. So it's like, if you think that they're going to go into halftime up a field goal, easy money.
I like that. I like that. Okay. Let's transition, Corey, to some of your other, since you're the most pro out of all of us. Give us some of the other the lines and bets that you have your eyes on that you'll be putting money on this week.
For sure. Yeah, I think I have a good mix of SEC, Big 12, a little sprinkle in some Big 10.
Okay.
So of course, what's outside. We'll say outside of Colorado. What's the premier, the big game this weekend?
Oh man, it has to be the Red River, man.
That's right, Texas OU.
Texas A&M.
Texas OU, baby, it's the showdown.
You troll.
Right, exactly. So I've got Texas. I think Texas -5.5. I think that's a smart bet. I think that Texas has.
Wait, they gave you -5.5? That's what it is now? I guess this is late.
Yep, Texas -5.5.
Okay.
So I think Texas has everything. Texas has everything out in front of them, right? Like, if Texas was coming into this game like in past years with they already had a loss, something like that, I think you could see Texas slip up. But Texas has everything to gain. They just need to take control, run the table. And don't get me started on Oklahoma like I did last week, right? Like, I just do not have much faith in Brent Venables as a head coach. I do not have much faith, in that defense. I think that Texas can come out and really put on a show. So I got Texas -5.5.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's so funny, man, because I collaborate with a lot of Sooners fans. I know a lot of Sooners fans. And I know, obviously Longhorn fans as well. I'm going with the Longhorns in this game too, man. I think that this is the year that it's, that it's finally clicked, for Steve Sarkisian and, this team, man. They're ready. They have a massive defensive line that is one of the scariest in college football. Yeah. And I love that both of these teams are coming in undefeated. But I think that Texas, man, this team, man, we're waiting for them to, to screw up or whatever, but this team just feels a little bit different than the previous Texas teams I feel like we've seen in the recent past. So, are there any time touchdowns that you're looking for, or other player props that you're smashing on this matchup?
I would do both quarterbacks over 200 if you can do it parlay with both of them, because both are just, they constantly throw. So that's a safe one. Honestly, I think both are going to have over 250, and you can make a lot more if you are willing to go that route. So,
okay.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
So we've got on FanDuel, we have the Quinn Ewers over under for passing yards is 286.5. Over under for Dylan Gabriel is 265.5. So like Alex said, if you want to put both of them at over 250 passing yards and parlay that'll be a safe bet for sure at over 250.
Man, I'm so
all
jealous.
The offense.
I gotta find a VPN, man. That's what I gotta find. I gotta get a good VPN going. Okay. What is the next matchup you're looking at, Corey?
For sure. Well, So we started with Texas, and they're going to be in the SEC next year. So why don't we go ahead and make our transition to some SEC games? So we got Bama -1.5, and we've got UK, Kentucky +14.5 against the defending two-time national champs, UGA.
Let's start with that one.
Okay, let's start with that one. Well, I'm just a big Stoops fan in general. I think that Kentucky is, often underrated. I do think that Levis, last year, big arm, I think he hit a lot of holes on that team. But overall, I think it's just a big number, man. Like you have a good, solid team in Kentucky. You're giving them 14.5 points. Like I can totally see this. I can totally see this actually being close. And then it comes down to like a heartbreaker where all of a sudden Georgia gets a pick 6 at the end of the game and it makes it a 17-point game. And then we're just back here like heartbroken being like, okay, how did we miss that? But that's a big number, man. 14.5 points.
Yeah.
I heard the Kentucky quarterback doesn't have an arm. Like he's a noodle. He's literally just a noodle.
Noodle arm guy. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
I haven't watched Kentucky once this year, so I couldn't tell you. But I have watched Georgia. And it's they've let a lot of teams kind of stay in it so far this year. Now, is this a game again like what I'm hoping for CU, where they kind of put it together? The offense, man, is really able to get off to a fast start, and they're not pumping the brakes at all throughout the game. I don't know, but I think, man, this is a tough one, man. I don't think Kentucky goes in there and gets the win there in Athens. No. Do I think it could be a 14-point game or under? I'm kind of intrigued by taking Kentucky with those.
I think Georgia's going to destroy Kentucky. Listen to Alex here. We'll talk about this next week. Corey is going to make you lose money again.
Well, here, how about this? How about
Look at this. Kentucky is 4-1 against the spread on the road since the start of last season. That is some good mojo.
It is. It is. Well, how about this?
And they're 7-1-1. Sorry, I keep interrupting you, Corey.
Here, give me a number that you guys would be comfortable betting. Then, if you say like Kentucky, what? Kentucky plus 18. Kentucky plus what?
Kentucky plus 20. I think they're going to lose by 3 touchdowns.
Okay, so we'll say. So I just created a parlay. So we'll say Kentucky plus 19.5 and a Brock Bowers touchdown. So, you throw $25 on that and you would win 45.
Oh, that's great. You make it sound so good, Corey.
Hey.
I know, man. You're going to make us all rich once I find this VPN, man. That's just you got to get this going, man. I got to get these anytime touchdowns, man. It's a game changer when it comes to college football betting, man. Because there's so much scoring. It's not like the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL, the scoring's been down so much over the last few years. But man, with college football, guys are scoring touchdowns all the time.
And it's Brock Bowers. Like, come on.
Willed Georgia to victory last week.
Right.
But yeah, let's stick in the SEC. Like you said, Corey, we have man, I'm a big time Alabama fan this week. Number 11 Alabama going on the road as a slight -2 favorite to Kyle Field, to the cringiest, fan base in all of college sports, the Texas A&M Aggies. Thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, David, you got to tell me more about why you hate Texas A&M so much.
Texas. He loved Texas growing up.
Well, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. I've talked about this on my shows more in detail, but Texas Tech fans, super cool to hang out with, right? The few Baylor fans I met, like they're cool, TCU, yada yada. Like Longhorn fans, like they at least own the fact that, like, yes, we have unrealistic expectations and we're a toxic fan base. UT like owns that, okay? But Texas A&M, man, they think they're like a Stanford level university or something like that. You guys are an ag school. And there's a lot of just this pretentiousness where they feel like they're better than everybody in Texas,
Well,
including
either
better than
way,
UT.
this spread just on paper looks like you got to take Alabama. Like Texas
Right.
A&M isn't even ranked, and Alabama is only negative 1.5. So they should. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
They should handle it, but they haven't
Yes.
had the best quarterback play this year, and
They
that
need
is
Bryce Young
why
back.
this game that they really do. But they got to come in here, kick some butt, and it always feels good to hand another L to Jimbo Fisher and the 12th man, right?
Right. Well, if we want to talk about quarterback play, though, right? Like Texas A&M just lost their quarterback.
Oh, dude,
like
I didn't even
we-
realize
yeah.
that.
Like we have Max. I don't even know who. Like in this, I mean, this should say something. Like I really don't know who this guy is, Max Johnson. Like, I don't know. Maybe Garrett can hop in here and give us his recruiting profile real quick. But
Yo, the spread literally just changed right when you said that.
I don't know who this Max.
They're
Johnson,
watching this show.
Yeah.
The bets are rolling in. They're like, all right, we got to change this. But like, I really, so you're telling me I will take the Bama defense against this, fresh new quarterback for Texas A&M every day of the week. So give me Bama minus 1.5. Give me Bama minus 2.5. I would take Bama all the way up to minus 5.5 this game.
Yeah, I would agree. This is all of our for sure bet.
Yes.
For Buffs Nation.
Let's go. And I mean, Jalen Milroe, I mean, he hasn't been obviously like the last few quarterbacks they've had there, but still decent, man. He's had decent production, 838 passing yards, 6 TDs, 3 picks, but also let's get to the rushing. I mean, the man has 189 yards on the ground. 49 attempts, 4 touchdowns right now on the ground. So yeah, I think he's a guy, man, that can have a really successful game against Texas A&M this week, and I would like to see him, man, turn the corner, because I know those Alabama fans are all mad at him and whatnot. I'd like to see him improve and play better. And okay, so we got those 2 matchups down. What is left on your list, Corey?
Well, I have to give you my 2 spite bets of the week. So, not a whole lot of logic here. I'm just betting with my heart. So I want
Those
Minnesota.
are my favorite.
I want Minnesota plus 18.5 because they're playing Michigan. Michigan is traveling to Minnesota. I do not want Michigan anywhere near the college football playoff again this year. I hate Michigan, as you all know. So give me Minnesota plus 18.5. And my other spite bet of the week, of course, has to be going against Brian Kelly. So give me Mizzou plus 4.5. LSU, I want to see them continue to go into the tank after that debacle last week where they gave up something like, I think, 700 yards, like 600 yards.
Yeah,
to
they
Ole
just
Miss.
got no defense, man.
No defense. Well, but LSU I thought was DBU, though. I thought LSU was DBU.
Nah, man, that location now is Boulder, Colorado, baby.
Yep.
No bets about Nebraska Illini, the biggest game of the week.
I got nothing for that.
Who do you got? Who do you got, Alex? You can give it to us.
Nebraska. I don't know. I didn't look it up. Do you want my 2 big spicy?
Well, first I want to comment on this matchup.
Yep.
Game total 64.5. That might have changed by a point or 2 since ESPN published this. I'm smashing that, man. I don't feel like there's going to be a ton of defense in this game. With betting with my heart, I would love to see Missouri pull off this upset here at home this week. I think they've had a pretty surprising year, for casual fans that, obviously don't follow Missouri very closely like myself. I've been very surprised to see the start that they've gotten out to. So give me Missouri and give me, over 64.5 points total.
Do you guys remember when Missouri was like really good back in the day and they had Chase Daniel and who was that quarterback?
Oh, you're talking about Blaine Gabbert.
Blaine Gabbert. Yes.
Yeah.
Chase Daniel and Blaine Gabbert, both on Mizzou.
Yeah, yeah. But look at this. LSU is 1-4 against the spread as a road favorite under Brian Kelly. This is bad juju for LSU going into Columbia this weekend.
Classic. That's classic Brian Kelly, man. Classic Brian Kelly. They don't show up.
Classic Brian Kelly. Say it
He
right.
said, me and all my family don't do too well against the spread.
Man, that's right. That's right. Alex, what was your hate bet of the week? Is that what you were calling it?
My spicy. I mean,
Oh,
I think it makes sense. Wait, Washington's throwing it deep, and he didn't catch it. Texas Christian University, Horned Frogs, Chandler Morris, his over is 245 passing yards. He has hit that every single game this year.
love that.
Should easily against this defense shatter it. I would say even close to 300, but he's basically won it by a ton. So Chandler Morris, TCU,
Who are
my
they
big
playing?
upset. What?
Who's TCU playing?
Who are they playing?
Yeah.
Oh, easy. Texas Christian is playing Iowa State.
Oh, okay. Got a decent defense. But you're saying he's passed for over 250 every single game so far this year?
Yes.
Wow.
He should have this. They throw the ball a lot. My big upset of the week for a ranked team, UCLA over Washington State. So if you want a close, I mean, right now the spread is very close. Last time I checked, it was like -3. But I would say UCLA. When they win, you're gonna be like, I heard that Alex guy say it. So just remember.
Okay, let's call it. Yeah. Right here, very close game. UCLA is a slight home favorite. Game total 59 points. I think that there could be a lot of points scored in this game as well. And yeah, we're gonna have to see. Dante Moore, faced a tough opponent last week. Was it Utah? No, it wasn't Utah. Who'd they play last week?
Let me look real quick.
Trying to, I think it was a.
They played. Let's see. They played Utah on September 23rd. It looks like maybe they had a bye week then.
Oh, I guess they had a bye week. Yeah, yeah. Because I know Utah, gave Dante Moore, some trouble. But again, 5-star plus true freshman. He's going to get
Never heard
better
of the
as
guy.
the season goes on.
Never heard of the guy.
Never heard of the guy. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'd bet this because I mean Washington State, man, they have really surprised me right now with how hot they've come out the gate.
Oh, but do they have trucks? Does every player have a truck? I don't think so. So
do they have a branded truck? That's really what's important about this.
Isn't it kind of surprising though that Washington State is literally number 13 in the country, and they're only favored by 3.5 points at UCLA?
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think people see it. UCLA.
Wow, you're going with UCLA? I think I might. I like that money line. Plus 150 right there for Washington State for the higher ranked team. It's not like UCLA has much of a home field advantage out there. Does anybody go to their games?
No one.
No one. We see the screenshots.
Yeah.
And well, this one we can fight over, Alex. I think that would be great. I got to get my bets in for sure, but I will say, this is an important weekend, for many Buffs fans, as we do have lots of money that we're hoping to cash in, lots of bets that we're hoping to cash in on the Buffs hitting above the 3.5 win mark on the season. We have a chance to do that against ASU. And, I might have, a little over $500 in my account if the Buffs get that win this week. So that would be phenomenal. Any last bets or matchups that that you're looking forward to? And guys in the chat, if there's any matchups that you guys want our take on, feel free to throw that in here for the last few minutes. But appreciate, this is a show that we just do for fun, man. And I'm glad that we're starting to do this more. I need a betting sponsor, man.
For sure, man. We got to get that betting sponsor. That's the dream. We're working towards it.
Yeah,
we are. I think there was one more matchup here that I wanted to get y'all's take on. Dude, yes, Corey.
You didn't even bring up Notre Dame.
Yeah,
They
how
should
we
win
not
by a
bring up
lot
Notre
more
Dame,
against
dude?
Louisville.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you to bring it up, man. I got my lotto and my lock. So
Okay.
my lotto, I've got so obviously like lotto, hey, $20 on it's going to win you almost 270. So Audric Estime, running back, you know the deal, built like a linebacker, runs like a running back. So Audric Estime, Jaden Greathouse, who's coming back off a hamstring injury, but he is pretty much Notre Dame's best wide receiver, true freshman. Another true freshman, Jeremiah Love. So I have Estime, Greathouse, and Love on a $20 same game parlay to score a touchdown, $270. That's my lotto.
Dang. Okay. I love that. And I think some of the things are really going in Notre Dame's favor here. Again, even just that ESPN put out here. Louisville, 14-26 against the spread as an underdog since the start of the 26th season. Man, do they miss Lamar Jackson.
Yep. And Louisville, their quarterback, Jack Plummer. I mean, I think I heard today, listen to my favorite podcast, throw a shout out, Irish Illustrated Insider podcast. Jack Plummer, I think, is throwing one interception like every 23 attempts, something like that. Like, so this guy's a turnover machine. So you just know that, they're going to get the ball in plus territory pretty often. And I think it's going to be a lot of touchdowns here. So we'll see.
Jack Plummer, is he the transfer from Cal?
Yeah, before that, I think he was at Purdue. So if Notre Dame beats Louisville, they will have beaten the same quarterback at 3 different schools.
Nice.
Purdue, Cal, and now Louisville.
Oh man, that is funny. Yeah, man. I mean, dude, he looks like he's in his, mid to late 20s, man, right there.
Right.
So,
right.
Man, that's funny. But, one cause for concern here, Louisville's covered each of its last 3 meetings against Notre Dame. But, man, I think this Notre Dame team is it's one of the better ones that you've probably seen in a while, Corey. And I would expect to see the offense bounce back, this week against Louisville. For sure.
Yeah. So the problem with that stat about Louisville covering each of the last 3 meetings is that those weren't Marcus Freeman teams; those were Brian Kelly teams.
Oh, C asterisk right there. I love that. And let's talk about this matchup here. I was looking at this earlier today, and I'm definitely throwing in my my $5 parlay that I put together like every week. I'm definitely throwing Ole Miss on here to cover the spread. I think they're gonna handle Arkansas. So we'll see how that goes. Granted, it's like whenever I expect Ole Miss to like be that team for me, it's like they're always disappointing and losing. But I think they handle it against Arkansas. There's going to be a lot of points scored in this game as well. The 63.5 very well could go over, but I'm feeling good about Ole Miss winning by 12 points or more.
Okay.
Perfect. Oh, we do have another matchup here with Fresno State and Wyoming. I mean, I know Wyoming can be a tough place to play, but I mean, 5.5 points for a ranked, G5 team. I guess we'll just
Wyoming had a bad loss too.
But I'm sure you guys saw that Texas Wyoming game kind of, stop and come back a little bit in that first half. I think Texas was only winning 14-3 at halftime. They poured it on in the fourth quarter, but like Wyoming's not an easy beat.
It was tied going into the fourth quarter. Yeah. That's a good point.
Tied going into the fourth quarter with Texas.
Yeah. And then they beat Baylor, which I guess, Baylor isn't that great. That'll be a fun matchup to watch. Okay.
Can you tell I got tired?
Yeah, I appreciate you staying up for Eastern time. It's so late. But okay, well, guys, thanks again for joining. And thank you. I want to give a shout out to everybody who came out in the chat. These are kind of smaller, casual shows, but a day one, Prime Sports Media. We got to get together again soon, my man. Appreciate you. Again, Trey Ivory, thank you so much. Good luck with your bets this week. We're all pulling for the Buffs, baby. Just a gem of a fan and commenter in all the videos here. Old school Old School is amazing. Be
Texas
sure to
all
go
the
check
way.
him out. Yeah, he's on my friend Rob the Man show all the time. He's awesome, man. So Texas all the way. Let's hope so. And Chanel Robinson, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, we hit on some of these bets. We're able to, flaunt our genius, so to speak. But, at the end of the day, y'all, don't be trying to pay off your mortgages with this stuff, or, any student loans or auto loans. Once I hit one bet, I start thinking, this pay off everything. But that's just not how it is, man. This stuff needs to be fun, and this is all for fun. So thank you again, guys, for joining. Really appreciate it, and we'll see y'all next week. Yes, go Buffs. Good luck to your Irish, and good luck to whatever team you're rooting for this week, Alex.
That's right.
Badgers. DJ Moore's so good. He just got another touchdown. He's like 300 yards this game.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. All right. Well, we'll see y'all later. Have a great night.
Peace out.